flooding, you'll need extra drive time getting around some areas of Metro Detroit. The Southfield Freeway, both directions at Outer Drive, still closed due to flooding. You'll find that the Lodge Freeway northbound at Jefferson downtown closed due to flooding. Also Telegraph, both directions at Ecorse Road, 96 Jeffries, eastbound ramp to 94 is affected, as well as 94, both directions, the exits at Wayne Road. Northville Lumber is Michigan's Trex stacking leader. Right now, you can pick your price for a new Trex stack. That's right, pick your price. For the first time ever, Trex can be cheaper than wood. Call or stop into Northville Lumber today, northvillelumber.com. I'm Michelle Pena on the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
Mike Valenti, afternoon. Find the negative consensus about your team to be surprising. That it's at this level. Gator brought it up earlier. There are mock drafts. Even the Lions picking 5th next year, 7th next year, 8th next year. Nationally, we look around preparing for this show, and everybody and their mothers got you as one of that half dozen to 8 worst teams in the league. They're not a single person selling them. Is that accurate? Mike Valenti, afternoons 2 to 6 on 97.1. The Ticket. At Flagstar Bank, we know quality doesn't come from taking shortcuts. That's why Flagstar bankers work with you and take the time to get to know your goals. At Flagstar, we understand that listening to your needs goes into crafting something truly special. Your success. It may not be the easy solution, but at Flagstar, you can always trust that it's the right one for you. Flagstar Bank. What solutions can we craft for you? Flagstar Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Boomer Science with the CBS Sports Minute and my annual All-May team. It's a family affair with Pinky May at third and son Milt catching. Milt is Mr. Milestones, by the way. Back in 1975, he drove in baseball's 1 millionth run. Then back in 1980, he hit the 9,000th homer in Giants history. Lee May, man's first. He and left fielder Carlos were the first brothers to appear for opposing leagues in the same All-Star game. That was back in 1969, the year that Carlos also lost part of his thumb in a Marine Reserve's motor accident. Fellow big leaguer Bob Watson found the missing piece of thumb downrange. Dave May and son Derek complete the outfield with Eddie Mayo at short, Yobat Cinco. Then there's DJ LeMahieu at second. Our pitchers are Buckshot, Jakey, Rudy, Darryl Scott, and Trevor May. And manager Mayo Smith will put on a clinic. Looking forward to a merry, merry month. Enjoy the month of May, folks. I'm Boomer Science.
At Farmers Insurance, we know a roof can withstand a lot. One exception being an airborne car. Seen it covered. Talk to Farmers.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchange and affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's opponents on Man vs. Train. At the crossing, we have Rick, a 175-pound frustrated man who's running late for work. And on the tracks, we have Bull, a million-pound freight train that takes a mile to stop. Let's see who comes out on top. You can't beat a train, so don't try. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
At Panera, breakfast to go no longer means to settle. Wake up with a new maple glazed bacon, scrambled egg and cheese breakfast wrap and a Madagascar vanilla cold brew, all ready to go at the push of a button. Panera, food as it should be. DMC Harper University Hospital is nationally recognized as one of the most respected research and teaching institutions in the country. For generations, physicians, nurses, and staff have devoted themselves to delivering exceptional care, treating patients like family. In Dr. Christina Clark's case, it all began at age 9.
When I was a young girl, I made rounds with my father at Harper Hospital. With a big heart and a kind voice, Dr. Franklin Clark showed me the meaning of care.
Dr. Clark's message to his daughter was heartfelt and simple.
I treat everybody as if they were my mother, my father, my sister. If you look at each person like that, you can't. And the main thing is that you can in medicine.
For the entire Harper University Hospital community, exceptional care will always be our legacy and at the heart of all we do.
I'm proud to carry the legacy of the physicians of Detroit. DMC Harper University Hospital is a community built on care.
See our stories at dmc.org/care.
Take one.
I plan to stop smoking, so I lost my train of thought.
No worries.
Most don't get it on the first try, but if you keep trying to quit smoking, you can succeed.
Take two.
I plan to stop smoking, so I keep my hands busy when I have the urge to smoke, like
I play with pencils, and I've broken a bunch. But hey, if it helps me break this addiction, it's worth it.
Get tips to help you quit at everytrycounts.gov.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Mortgage interest rates right now are at an 11-month low. Call 248-308-5000 or chat with us online at davidhallmortgage.com. Lower payments, better options, more personal attention.
Dress up in your favorite Star Wars gear and head to Comerica Park on Saturday, May 4th, when the Detroit Tigers host the Kansas City Royals for Star Wars Night. Ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and a Detroit Tigers BB-8 beanie. For tickets, go to tigers.com/Star Wars.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Chicago, where the ball was flying all over the place, and it's good to get those guys back out there. The biggest one for me is Alcantara and Jimenez both came out. Rainey's been lights out, but Alcantara came in and really had his ball sinking and diving, and Jimenez was really on tonight, really throwing the ball good. He's went through a few struggles, so it's nice to see those guys step up. We really need those in those situations, and they did a real good job. Like I said, every pitch is pretty tough here. It's a good ball club.
Gimme. That was Ron Gardenhire last night after the game, courtesy of Fox Sports Detroit.
Tigers only struck out 11 times last night.
That's a big improvement. Broke out of a 4-game losing streak, beat the Phillies 3-1. They'll play again tonight. You can read that game on the ticket starting at 7:05. Daniel Norris will pitch for the Tigers against Aaron Nola.
Nola not having such a great year. You're right, a little below 6.
He was a preseason Cy Young Award candidate. Yeah, he was on the preseason watch.
Yes, indeed.
All right, we got some ticket texts on the C-Web Fab 5 back to Michigan into the Jalen drop. He was at the JRLA the other day, not the JL.
No.
Although, when does that destruction start? I thought there was like...
I know, there's a contest between the Joe Lewis and the Pats.
I thought it was soon. I thought it was like imminent or something.
I thought so too.
Anyway,
Maybe this summer.
here's some ticket texts on whether or not a reunion will happen, whether or not you want to see a reunion, etc., etc. Hopefully never. Weber is a convicted perjurer. Why would Michigan celebrate that and everything that was wrong with that era? Celebrate the 89 team.
They did celebrate the 89 team this year.
I don't even remember. With all that stuff with Weber, is he actually a convicted perjurer? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I know he... So he did? So he had probation or something like that?
Yeah, he got off pretty much.
So he's not convicted?
Well, no, he didn't serve time.
Okay. Two dudes central to the worst cheating scandal in NCAA basketball history, and people getting all emotional and sentimental. F them and Ed Martin. They never won anything. Ed Martin's dead.
Yes.
Jalen Rose was never proven to have taken any part in the scandal, so just to lump him in with Weber and Ed Martin is patently unfair.
Correct.
So, if you have an issue with Weber, that's fine. I don't think you have an issue with Jalen. Didn't the Fab Five cheat and none of their games count? Ah, yes. Door closed. Goodbye, Mike and Troy.
A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is they did play the games.
Yeah, I know.
And they did play an important role in the history of this university, this state, and
the sport, culture.
Right. The show we do here on this little radio station is a sports show for the most part. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we do non-sports topics.
Yes.
It would be a sports show. We don't do a morals show.
No.
Although we should.
Yeah.
I think that would be highly effective. More morals. More morals, less
Morals
sports.
Monday.
Yes, exactly. So a lot of times athletes are honored based on the impact that they had, the excitement they brought, et cetera, et cetera. If we just went based on morals, odds are they might take down the Ty Cobb statue.
Yes.
They might.
They should.
They might. More BS Michigan nostalgia that this area just can't let go of. Who cares? Let's move on from the Fab Five. Okay? Michigan alum would love to see this settled. Halftime at Chrysler would be epic. No one outside of Ann Arbor should care. Internal. Yeah. And look, it's not like Jalen was doing this on some sort of a national interview. He was in Detroit. He was asked about it, and that's what he said. And for a lot of Michigan fans, and I know this is not all, but a lot of Michigan fans, this would mean a lot. This would make a lot of sense, and they would like to see it. A lot of Michigan fans, they couldn't possibly care less. Right. That's fine. Weber was an 18-year-old kid. Get over it, perfect people.
He made some mistakes.
And he's a 45-year-old can't admit anything.
That's the problem.
I did some dumb things when I was 18.
Yes.
You know, this is why Heather has served some time inside. You know, I mean, we've all made mistakes along the way. And usually as you get older, you go, oh, wow, probably shouldn't have done that. You know, it happened. Everybody. Lance Armstrong came clean. Oh, no, he didn't come clean. A lot of people have done things that, and then they say, look, yeah, I lied about it. This is what I did. This is what I did wrong. And, you know, kind of fall on the sword.
Yes. But Chris Webber by far was the best player on that Fab Five. He was what made the team legendary. Yeah, he was the best player. Can't argue that.
We do a Twitter poll. Who was the best player on the Fab Five? I'm going to say Webber probably.
Yeah, Ray Jackson would get rid of the points.
The 1-2? No, he probably wouldn't. Ray Jackson would probably he'd finish fifth probably. Yeah. Yeah, he was kind of a glue guy, though.
Oh, yeah,
he was. Jimmy, but Jimmy
but if you put your ranking in, like, it'd be... Who'd be second, Juwan or Jalen? I think Juwan.
I go Juwan, but I can see people voting Jalen.
Yeah,
what about the French guy?
I can't even name them.
I can.
Was it Maurice Taylor?
That's one.
Robert Traylor?
No.
Willie Mitchell?
Willie Mitchell? You got two.
Who's the dude from Mississippi?
Jared Ward.
Gerard Ward. Yes. He never really materialized.
No.
Right, there's two more.
Was Lewis Bullock?
No, Bullock and Traylor came the following year. One of them was one of them is the father of one of my daughter's best friends in grade school.
Oh, Maceo Baston.
Maceo Baston, yes, exactly right. His daughter Demi, my daughter Caroline were great friends. The last one is White. He was a guard.
Travis Conlon?
Bang, there you go. You're a fresh five, ladies and gentlemen. Who could forget? A lot of people, apparently.
Travis Conlon.
Yes.
What was Dugan was after that?
Dugan was between the two.
Yeah.
He was like a bridge. Like so the Fabs came in the 91-92 season. And I think Dugan came in the following year. I think he was maybe a year behind. Yep. So he was a junior when Ray and Jimmy were seniors.
I love the fact that Palenka was there for 8 years and bridged the 89 championship.
yeah. He was part of both teams. All right, 248-539-9797. Ticket text 97136.
You know what else? I was reading that article about Jalen, talking about the impact they made. He's right. There, I would say probably thousands of kids would not have their first name if it wasn't for the Fab Five. Nobody was named.
They still have a first name.
I said okay, the same first name that they had.
I know Jalen Ramsey. What other
Jalen Reeves, Lions.
Okay.
There's some others. I can't think of
Are they confirmed from Jalen?
Yes. Because Jalen was us. Somebody tells me this. I've never heard of anybody named Jalen before Jalen.
No.
Me neither. Kids are named after athletes.
That's true.
Males, even though there's a last name, are given the name Jordan because of Michael Jordan.
Like Jamarski. Yeah. Right? And in the state of Tennessee, there was a huge dearth of Peyton boys and girls.
Yes.
That was a huge.
And in fact, people in Tennessee who were named Charles, they changed their name to Peyton.
Is that right?
Because they were so pissed off that Charles was.
What about in Argentina, where they have banned people from naming their kids Liam? Yes. No, I read that a couple years ago. Because so many...
He's banned the World Cup?
No, because so many people were naming their sons Liam that they're like, there's too many Liams. We need to stop with the Liams. Otherwise, in 20 years, the entire country is going to be run by Liam.
The whole birth certificate, that department, whatever you want to call it, it'd be so messy.
So they just said, forget, enough of the Liams, because he was so far and away the most popular person in Argentina. Tony's here. He's got a sports update. When we come back, who is the most popular, most liked player in the NBA right now? Because it seems like for every great player, there is some reason to not like that player. Who's the most liked player in the league right now? Tony here, Sports Update 97.1 The Tickets.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by the new Big Flex 2 Hybrid Razor.
razor for a better, closer shave. It's available now at Walmart. Run-scoring hits in the top of the third inning by Miguel Cabrera and Nico Goodrum propelled the Tigers to a 3-1 win over the Philadelphia Phillies in last night's game, one of that two-game series. That victory ends Detroit's four-game losing skid. Yankees left-hander CC Sabathia reaching a career milestone last night in New York's 3-1 loss to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Sabathia became just the 17th pitcher in Major League Baseball history to reach 3,000 career strikeouts when he fanned Arizona's John Ryan Murphy in the bottom of the second inning.
The third lefty to do it, too. Absolutely. Randy Johnson was Steve Carl.
I forgot about Steve Carl. You forgot about Steve Carl? I did. Like that he existed.
No, that he had
Shame on him.
Yeah. So there you go.
In the Stanley Cup playoffs last night, San Jose doubles up Colorado 4-2. Columbus knocks off Boston 2-1. Those losses mean the Avalanche and Bruins now trailing their second-round series 2-1. Over in the NBA playoffs, Golden State downs Houston 115-109 to take a 2-1 lead in that best-of-7 series. Milwaukee ties up its second-round series against Boston in a game each. The Bucks, thanks to 28 points from former Piston Chris Middleton, defeated the Celtics 123-102. According to a post this morning on Twitter, Pavel Datsyuk has confirmed his tenure with the team in Russia has officially ended. That could signal his possible return to the Red Wings next season. The 40-year-old Datsyuk hasn't played in the NHL since leaving Detroit following the 2015-2016 season. According to a story out of New York City, Sports Illustrated could be on its way out the door if the Authentic Brands Group buys it from Time Life. Reportedly, officials with ABG would phase out the magazine over a 2-year period, although they would continue to put out the annual swimsuit issue. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, go to 971theticket.com.
Jamie and Stoney.
On 97.1, The Ticket.
What would they keep the online SI.com at least?
They would keep the online SI.com, but the magazine would be phased out over a 2-year period, with only the swimsuit issue ever hitting newsstands here.
I guess I'm a dinosaur. I love Sports Illustrated. And I actually, Mike Rosenberg, who we all know, because he wrote for the Press, wrote an article about Tiger Woods winning the Masters, which I thought was outstanding. Still, it comes every other week now. It doesn't come every single week. I get it. Look at you over there. You're about to just jump in with claws.
You are a dinosaur.
I know, but
I haven't touched one in 5+ years.
Oh, congratulations. That's the real parade.
Yeah.
Yeah, you evolve instead of just being the same person you were since 1983.
Yeah, I read it online.
First act, I'm firing back.
Well, I do read it sometimes on a tablet, but I still read it.
I'll go to the website.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a website. It's the same with this. Right.
you know,
And the feel
I
of
still
the
have a box
magazine.
of about 25 that I came from
Do you
as
really?
a kid. Yes.
That would be a great topic. Which Sports Illustrated do you still have? I mean,
I never kept them. And in fact, I was, because I had to be, when I was younger, the anti everything else. I was a sporting news guy. I never got Sports Illustrated till I was an adult.
Yeah, why did you have to be the anti-everything?
I don't know. That's the way I was. Everybody
Give us other examples.
Star Wars. I want to go see Star because everybody that type of thing. Everybody likes Sports Illustrated. I want to do something different.
So why are you going to see the Avengers?
I saw the last one. I liked it. I
didn't
liked
see
it.
the other ones.
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? You've seen all the Avenger
Not
movies?
all of them. I saw 2 of the 3 Iron Mans.
Okay.
I like them. I mean, I'm not crazy about them. I'm not going to lose sleep if I don't see it, but I will see it.
I didn't realize you were Mr. Contrary.
At times I am, or especially I was. Now it's
who's that actress that you like? Sandra or whatever?
Sandra Bernhardt?
Yeah. I think she's hot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I am a dinosaur, but I still like Sports Illustrated. I'll be bummed. Like, the ESPN magazine is going out of business, and I feel bad for the people who work there, but I don't ever really read it.
By the way, they also plan to release 1 issue a year at ESPN the magazine.
the body one.
That's it.
Or Prince Fielder. Remember when he did the body issues? All right, the big story this morning in Detroit is the weather. A lot of rain last night, up to 3 inches in certain parts, and there is showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for today. High of 70 degrees, so hey, you got that going for you. which is nice. NBA last night, as Tony mentioned, you had the Golden State Houston series, which has gotten really nitpicky with the officiating. Not too many issues last night, but the Rockets, whatever. 115-109 was the final. Golden State has a 2-0 series lead in that one. That series featuring Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Chris Paul, 4 of the biggest stars in the game. The other series, Milwaukee 123, Boston 102. featuring Giannis, Kyrie. Anyone else I should mention in terms of some of the biggest stars in the game?
No.
It seems that every star you mention in the NBA, you're going to find some detractors. And not even just detractors like, oh, I don't like him because he plays for the other team. Detractors is in his game's not all that, right?
Yeah, then you can find a word on everybody's game,
Right.
yes.
So who do you think is the most liked player in the NBA right now?
Giannis, not even close in my mind. Because he's got a good personality. He hasn't done anything to piss anybody off. He doesn't whine or complain. I mean, I like Steph Curry a lot, but, you know, people don't like the mouthpiece and all that stuff. What has Giannis done that people might not like? That's why I think he's... I mean, my favorite player in the NBA right now is Blake Griffin, but that's my new man crush. But still, aside from that, you know... Well, I used to be Charles Barkley, so I've evolved. I'm getting out of the 80s.
When did he play?
So, but Giannis, I feel like I'm putting Giannis out there because there's no negatives. Look, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, there's negatives for his game. He doesn't have a great outside shot.
But to be the most well-liked player, you also have to be, I think, wildly popular. And
I think he is with the younger generation. I think they love him.
I know he is, but I don't know. I guess all the metrics would support you. I mean, his jersey sells off the charts. He was one of the 2 leading vote getters, right?
He'll probably win MVP.
He should win MVP in the league. So I guess that's all there. I don't know. I feel like if the Bucks played on national television, they wouldn't get like just say you put the ratings for the Bucks next to the Warriors.
Oh, I know.
The Warriors would, I think, double them. And I still think he's hurt playing in Milwaukee.
Yeah, yes.
And the fact that he hasn't played yet, and he probably will in this series.
Well, usually we used to sit there and say, you know, would your mom know? Giannis? Probably not. Okay, but
my mom would not know who you are.
No, neither would mine. But I
Does your mom know who Steph Curry is?
She might because
my mom does, but she looks his hair.
Right, yeah. I just think it's him because there's very few warts in his personality. You can't sit there and say, oh my God, what a jerk. What a this, what a that. He doesn't bitch to the officials. He seems like he loves the game. He says he wants to stay in a small town, Milwaukee. He's unique.
A lot of those things you just said describe Tim Duncan. And
nobody ever thought he was the most well-liked player.
Yeah. So I think his freshness right now is helping him.
Yeah.
Let's say they...
But he has more flair in his game than Tim.
Yes, he does. I agree.
I think it's Curry still, and I think it's because the average person, and by average person, I guess I'm talking about a kid who's playing basketball in his front yard, you can do Steph Curry.
Yeah.
You can pretend to be Steph Curry. You can go out there and go, I'm Curry, and jack up 3 after 3, and miss most of them. Because that's, in some ways, Curry's hurt the game because everybody wants to be Steph Curry.
Right.
But you can go out and try to emulate Steph Curry. You can't do Giannis unless you're playing on a Nerf hoop in your basement. You know, if you go out on a 10-foot hoop on a playground or in your front yard, you are not there's just no possible way to be honest. You can, so I think, and Curry is, I understand there's the detractors that say, oh, you know, in the big series, the big moments, he defers to Durant. He's never been the MVP of the finals. You know, I think there are certain players out there who don't necessarily respect him because he's undersized, but I still think he's number 1. Yeah. Tony's with me.
Okay, I don't doubt that, but I just think Giannis, there's no wart.
Right, but just because there's no bad, there also has to be a lot of good. Yeah. Oh, I know there's a lot of good.
Is this maybe why the ratings are down some, though?
Are they down? I think they were up.
No, they're down. I thought we talked about it yesterday. LeBron.
I forgot I was here yesterday.
And fans getting bored with Golden State always win.
Yeah.
Which happens in every sport.
I do think it's unfortunate that Golden State plays on the West Coast, and so, you know, their games most likely are going to be starting at 10:30 at night. Their next game is Saturday at 8. I assume it's that 8 o'clock primetime game on ABC.
Well, this is why you got to get Anthony Davis out for it. So.
But
you got to get him somewhere though, where in one of these big markets like LA, like he needs to play with LeBron.
I know, but
this is what the NBA is. The NBA it suffers when, I truly think they're lacking the star right now.
Well, LeBron's not playing in the playoffs.
But then again, if you're talking West Coast, if you bring Anthony Davis to the West Coast, a lot of people aren't going to see him during the regular season.
The phone number is 248-539-9797. Who do you think is the most well-liked player when you talk to your friends about it in the game right now? Certain guys have, it's like they've already ruined it or sullied it to such a degree. I mean, I think what Giannis pulled, I think Davis actually kind of has too with what he brings this year. LeBron, people are just going to always hate LeBron for the decision, fair or not. And Durant, I think Durant should be the most well-liked player.
Right, but his
he just seems like
personality
kind of a jerk.
he became butthurt. I thought
Social media
I
stuff.
thought Embiid was going to take the next step in popularity because he's funny, social media, but he's turned into like a kind of a dirty player at times. So people don't, he's always hurt.
It's almost like a lot of these stars are taking on like a villain role. They're selfish or they're whining, like Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's starting to be a little disconnect between like just your average sports fan who makes the difference in NBA ratings. It's not the NBA fans have no problem; they're watching. It's like getting that casual fan to watch that's lacking now, which LeBron and fresh Golden State brought.
You know the thing about
It's going to be Zion next year, man.
Embiid. In my entire life as a basketball fan, I don't believe, other than maybe Shaq briefly, that a big man has ever been the most well-liked player.
Right.
Because it just, for whatever reason, and it's probably unfair, it's a little bit biased, because they're so big, they can make it look easy at times, so it's not spectacular.
Correct.
When Shaq dunks, it was a lot different than Jordan dunking. Right? I mean, when you used to go to the Palace for those Laker games, there were a lot more Kobe fans there than there were Shaq fans. Yeah, because Kobe made it look spectacular, whereas Shaq was just dominant. Big
Strength.
I mean, Kareem, when I was a fan, was never the most popular player in the league. You mentioned Tim Duncan, who was probably the dominant big man of his era, along with Shaq. Never the most popular player in the league. It's always the small forwards or the shooting guards who tend to be the most popular guys.
So you had that lull in the early 2000s, though, where there wasn't the star.
Turn right onto Wagner Avenue.
Yeah.
And you almost wonder if you're going into that again.
No, we have a lot of stars, and a lot of
It's
them.
not as bad as it was then. But likable stuff.
It's like Chris Paul, for the average person, Chris Paul seems so likable in the commercials and things like that. Then you watch his game and he bitches a lot and all that stuff.
Well, he's never won.
I know.
Too. I don't. Because he didn't play last year in the conference finals against Golden State, so he's never. That's the closest he's ever got. I mean, he got to the third round, wasn't playing in the third round, so he's never. I don't really believe he's ever played in a conference final game in his career.
Who, Chris Paul?
Chris Paul.
He hasn't.
Yeah. That's
My thing is right now, with a lot of these guys, the book has been written on because Golden State's dominant, and the problem with LeBron is he's old.
See, I don't think LeBron is old. It's so funny because Wade retired, Bosh retired, I believe Darko retired. All the guys from that draft class are out, and yet LeBron still seems ageless.
Heinrich?
Kirk Heinrich, yeah, who could forget? 8-13.
Hold on. Chris Paul he just got hurt for the last few games, but he's played in the conference final.
Was he in those games last year?
Yeah, didn't he get hurt the last 2 games? That was it, right?
Okay, so he played.
Oh, yeah, you are right.
Yeah. Never played in the NBA Finals, Stoney.
Sure.
Let's get those facts straight. Heather has news coming up next. Jamie and Stoney on 97 won the ticket.
Hey, when it comes to hiring